I'm Stephen Main. Welcome to the Main Report after a few days off with a fairly serious bout of the flu. Now, I'm a big fan of insiders and inside business every Sunday morning. The respective hosts, Barrie and Alan Kohler, do a great job bringing us up to date with what's happening in politics and business in Australia. This week on Insiders, Kevin Rudd finally broke his long drought and actually consented to an interview with Barrie. Unfortunately, he called him
Kerry.
Oh dear, the PM really has been talking to Kerry O'Brien a bit too much. Now, Kevin Rudd's getting a reputation for being all spin and no substance, and I gotta say, it was just flabbergasting to hear his comments on the cost of contesting the Mayo by-election after Alexander Downer's resignation. Have a listen to this.
The Australian Labor Party is not made of money. Each time you run one of these elections or participate in it, that's another several $100,000 which gets spent in a campaign, in a seat.
Since when has one single seat cost a political party hundreds of thousands of dollars? Besides, Australia has a system of political welfare. Candidates get $2.10 of public funding for every vote they get. So if the ALP can repeat the 28,000 votes it got in Mayo last November, it'll get more than $58,000 in public funding. So the net cost, I reckon, would be less than $100,000. The other amusing thing on Insiders this week was the absolute deluge of bile coming from Chris Uhlmann, the ABC's political correspondent, on climate change. Have a listen to this.
As a former seminarian, one of the things that strikes me most strongly about this debate is its theological nature. And that's essentially that we have sinned against the environment, that we are now being punished, and the only way that we can escape that punishment is to wear a hair shirt for the rest of our lives and hope that in the next life, that in our children's lives and our children's children's lives, that things will get better. Now, I am willing to sign up for that, but this is a very long caravan and there are a lot of lunatics that are attached to the end of it. I do not believe every proposition that's being put. When the weather department can tell me what the weather's going to be like next Friday with any certainty, and Treasury can get within $1 million of what the surplus is going to be next year, I'll believe an economic model that marries those two things and casts them out over 100 years. I'll make one prediction, that whatever number Garno puts on where we'll be in 2100, it will be at least $1 trillion either way wrong.
Aren't ABC reporters meant to just stick with the facts? Once Insiders had finished, on Inside Business we had a fairly combative interview between Alan Kohler and Professor Ross Garno on climate change. Kohler's views certainly hardened in the intervening days after that, because on Monday on his Business Spectator website, Kohler absolutely let fly with the following bile. Garno's draft report is a deeply disappointing document in many ways. It is quite disconnected from the real world and will be almost completely ignored. That's a bit rough. Maybe we should ignore Alan Kohler's comment about Professor Garno. Garno at least is telling it like it is with climate change. Maybe Kevin Rudd should put Chris Uhlmann in charge of climate change policy. Then we could all relax. I'm Stephen Main. Just keep doing your best.